You are the Scarlet Sorcerer of Estalon, star pupil of the most distinguished mage of Thracia. For thousands of years, this vast continent was shaped by the valiant deeds of warrior kings and sorcerers, but few could claim equal the achievements of your wise mentor, Silvarian the Great. It was he who discovered the Thracian crystals of power, and unlocked their secret energies to create wondrous flying ships. His magic all but put an end to famine and disease, and his skills of diplomacy brought peace to the warring kingdoms of Estalon and Arnia. He devoted his lifetime to sorcery, and in the winter of his years he retired to the city of Ludos, where he taught white magic at the Guildhall Arcania. To be accepted into the Guildhall was a rare and great privilege afforded only a few young magicians. Rivalry there was intense, but never was it more so than between yourself and two other ambitious students of magic, the Emerald Enchanter of Arnia, and a young mage called Ralagon of Calcor. Ralagon was Silvarian's favorite pupil. He possessed a great intellect and an insatiable thirst for knowledge that some said reminded Silvarian of his youth, when he, too, strove to understand the mysteries of the arcane. The Master Magician entrusted Ralagon with the knowledge of his greatest spells and enchantments, which could be used to release the power of Thracian power crystals. He hoped his young prodigy would follow in his footsteps and use his newfound wisdom for the good of mankind, but it was not to be. Ralagon was tempted by the servants of darkness to abuse his power. They urged him to become their master and lead them in the destruction of Silvarian and his kingdom, and rule over all Thracia. To achieve this evil purpose, Ralagon set about the creation of a power crystal that would increase the power of his magic and make him irresistible to all creatures, living and dead. He created the power crystal, but in doing so he forfeited his life and became one of the most powerful of the magical undead, a Deathlord. Overcome by grief and anger at Ralagon's betrayal, Silvarian pledged to destroy his former prize student to safeguard the future of Thracia. He masterminded a plan to steal the Deathlord's power crystal, which Ralagon kept secure in his fortress in the Plains of Nightmares. If deprived of its energies, the Deathlord would gradually fade from the world of the living and vanish forever into oblivion. To execute his daring plan, Silvarian entrusted the help of his two best students, yourself and the Emerald Enchanter. Despite the intense rivalry between you two, bordering on hatred, you agree to cooperate with one another and to help your master gain access to the fortress of the Deathlord in order to steal the power crystal. The plan succeeded, but the theft was discovered almost immediately, and in the chaos that ensued, you were parted from your mentor and your rival as you escaped from the Plains of Nightmares. Having narrowly escaped capture in the fortress of the Deathlord, you steer your skyship home to Estalon and the sanctuary of Crownguard, the city of your birth. The news of your daring raid spreads like wildfire, and your kinsmen greet you like a conquering hero, but their praise does little to abate your fear that your mentor, the great wizard Silvarian, will not evade the servants of the Deathlord with the same ease. You know that the creatures of shadow will not rest until the power crystal is found and returned to their evil master. 2 weeks elapse, and news from the north grows ever more grim and disquieting. The Deathlord has mustered huge armies of goblins and launched an invasion on the lands that border his desolate realm. All talk is of war and of the desperate search for the power crystal by Ralagon's minions. Then, quite unexpectedly, you are visited by a messenger. A Calcorian eagle arrives at your lodgings with a parchment bound to its claw. Your heart pounds when you read the tiny scroll, for it is written in Silvarian's hand. Burn the last to get the first. Fly north and you will find a noble knight in Stronghold Dark is pledged to help our kind. His gift will grant you access to a temple of the blessed. Be sure that you act swiftly, lest time defeat your quest. At once you realize that Silvarian must be dead. This message contains clues to the hiding place of the power crystal, and he has entrusted you with the task of finding it. In honor of his memory, and for the glory of defeating the Deathlord, you pledge yourself to the quest.
All right, let's do it.